Alright, we're just, the wind is picking up. It's too windy. Yeah. Hi, James here. So, today is Thanksgiving, and this Thanksgiving is probably gonna feel different than most, at least here in the United States where we celebrate that. It's usually a time where we gather with family, friends, loved ones, and share a meal and try to kind of keep in mind things that you're thankful and grateful for. So this year is quite different with the global ongoing pandemic. But that all aside, I wanted to sort of just take a moment to thank you. I wanted to thank you for being a part of this community, just hanging out, commenting, just watching or sharing. I know it's been a strange year for all of us, and this year started off, I was traveling to Turkey and meeting other blind people and showing what it's like to travel with a disability, specifically blindness, for a documentary. And then everything shut down. What's happening is going to change the way that we get accommodations, or we travel, or even socialize for years to come. I did just want to make this video being simple, traditional, right? Like just talking directly to you and sharing something I want to share, which is some other blind folks. I mean, I might be your only window into the blind community, or if I'm not, then great, that's awesome. But I want to help share some other folks that have impacted me positively throughout this year in different ways. There are countless amazing blind people that I could talk about and feature, and there's going to be opportunity for that in the future. But today I just want to share with you like 3 phenomenal people who are putting work out there into the world they're just trying to make the world a more accessible and accepting place. Starting off, to give a little context, back in October, September, I had gotten reached out to by this woman named Kat, and Kat told me a bit about her story, and we had connected through a mutual friend who I trust, and Kat was really cool to talk to. Her name's Katrinas, Elena, and she's a filmmaker, and she's blind. So she wasn't born blind, she went blind from a tumor only a few years ago while she was in college. And so she had already been practicing art and creative skills, and then that had to adapt entirely to different ways, and it gave her a whole new perspective.
My name is Katrinas Urbina, and I am a local artist and filmmaker here in Miami, Florida.
Tell me, how did you get into filmmaking?
I actually was inspired when I was in middle school. I first watched The Truman Show, and I knew I wanted to be in filmmaking. When I first started making things on my own was definitely like senior year of high school. After high school, I went into college and I started with the theater program here in Miami-Dade College.
So back in March, Kat was going to release her new film, her new short film, in a theater, and this premiere couldn't happen because of restrictions with what's going on in our current world. So that was kind of disappointing for her, but it gave her some time to work further on the film, and she created a YouTube channel. And on there, she actually premiered her film, and more people than ever than you could pack into a local theater came and showed up and watched this film, and that's just so cool to think about. So I just wanted to share that film with you. If you want to go check it out, link will be in the description or on a card. Kat, Elena, check out her socials, check out her Instagram, YouTube, her short film, and yeah, just thank you. So as I mentioned before, over the summer, I was going through a personal transition, and took a lot of time offline to sort of like situate some personal things. And unfortunately, one of the projects that I had been working on, I just had a shelf for a moment. I'm going to get back to it very soon here, but someone who I found while researching and trying to get other voices involved in this video was a man named Reid. Now, Reid, he is a podcaster, a producer, a radio host, and he is brilliant. I love his work. He has talked about the blind experience in a audio format, and he's really good at storytelling. He's got an entire website with transcripts to his podcasts and podcasts themselves called readmymind.com, and that is R-E-I-D, Reid. Readmymind.com. If I was to recommend one of his podcasts in particular, one that I found very eye-opening, pun intended, was the one he did about Black Panther, specifically Black Panther's audio descriptions and what that experience was like for someone who is blind and black. If you're blind, audio descriptions are one way to go about getting access to a medium or a film, in this case, and when the audio descriptions aren't done in a way that does justice to the source material, it could be less immersive, right? Doing the opposite than what its intended purpose is. And again, Reid can go into much further in better detail than I can. I don't want to spoil it too much, but I hope it makes you think about some things and continue that dialogue that he started from that. So, Reid, thank you for sharing your perspective and your life experiences, and I continuously learn so much from you and the work that you're putting out there, the advocacy, and just the materials that you're sharing with the world. So thank you. Lastly, I want to talk about my good friend Ross Miner. I met Ross actually in Colorado a few years back at an athletic sports camp for the blind, and Ross has quite a story, and I won't get into the details of that, but the best way I can describe Ross Miner is he's just good company to have. He is energetic, he's positive, and such a great and valuable voice for specifically the blind community. But in general, Ross and I have quite a bit in common, but he also games. He's totally blind, so whereas I'm coming from a legally blind perspective, where I play games with about 10% or less vision, and then I have to sort of adapt to nearly no usable vision due to eye fatigue. Ross is going at it completely blind, and he's fully immersed with the sounds, with haptics, with all these other elements that you have to consider when making a game. Other senses that intake the game's information, so beyond the video aspect of the video game, right? Ross is, again, a brilliant advocate. He is continuously making videos on YouTube as well, so check out his channel. Links will all be provided in descriptions. Thank you, Ross, for being a great friend. Thank you for just sharing your perspective and sharing all of your knowledge with our community and with the other communities who are unfamiliar with the blind experience, because you're really telling it, man. Lastly, I just want to thank you. Thank you for watching this. If you want to comment, let me know what you're thankful for. Someone who you're thankful for, preferably. I'd rather hear about someone in your life that has impacted you this year in great ways. It could be someone you know, someone who you just watch or are aware of, but someone who's impacted you and that you're grateful for that impact. Feel free to share this video. Feel free to share any of the links down below, because if you don't want to share this video as a whole, honestly, give them some love. Everyone who I mentioned, Kat, Reid, and Ross Miner, brilliant people, and I really hope to do more of these. I am going to do more of these in the future to continuously share the brilliant voices that are out there and doing amazing work. I hope you have a happy and healthy and safe holiday or weekend ahead of you. I hope that you could see something different today. I'll hear you next time. Bye.